All right, we're trying something new today. I was gonna do my hair and stuff, but I was like, I'm literally designing today. Like, I've got my laptop, I got my blankie, I'm on the couch, I'm all nice and comfy. I got my coffee, and I was just like, this is all natural. Like, this is all natural, and if I'm gonna be consistent, I need to show up, right? And that means I don't always need to do my hair and do my makeup and do all the things, because like the whole point of being able to work for yourself and to, go after whatever it is you're going after is like you don't need to impress somebody. I mean, to some degree, like, yeah, but like I'm not a model, right? Like I'm not getting paid for my face or for how great my hair looks. Like if I was out doing like a lingerie shoot, boudoir shoot, like whatever. Obviously, yes, hair, nails, makeup, like on par. But I am working on a computer. Like, I'm making pretty designs. So there's no need for all of that. I think this is like an opportunity to be authentic and like be yourself. And if showing up authentically and consistently means that sometimes you don't do your hair and your makeup, then like fucking screw it. Like, I think there are so many like requirements to be professional, but yeah, like it's a lot. And I made a blog post, or I made a recent article about mental health and how it affects our ability, or how it impacts our businesses. And quite honestly, I feel like this is very fitting, that I was just like, I don't want to show up, but I'm gonna show up anyway. I might be a little late because I slept in, and I may not look put together as much as I could with having my hair and having a cute outfit and whatever, but I'm here and I'm showing up. And in that article that I wrote, I bring up like the difficulties with showing up consistently. And I'm gonna stop recording this on my phone because I don't need that right now yet. When I start doing my other stuff, I will. But this difficulty in being able to show up consistently, the difficulty to go out and network, because when you're in this abyss of mental funk, it's so hard to get dressed and go meet people, or feel like you're fake because you're like, I don't even want to be here in general. Like, why am I over here trying to promote something? And I know that it's heavily impacted my own business more times than I'm happy or proud to admit, but it's also affected other people. I've got a couple of friends who on the outside had this like incredible, amazing career, but internally they were struggling so much, and it ended up turning into this major burnout, so to speak, of like having to completely disappear from their business for months on end. And it's, I feel like, something that we don't talk about as much. And especially with there being like this like hustle culture, and then like if you don't want to show up, then you don't want it bad enough, or just so many different things. It's so black and white, and something that is not black and white at all. Like, I know for me personally, like I'm very much like on my own 99% of the day, and I don't have a support system. I don't have friends that I get to go and see every day or every week. I don't have very many connections, and so it's like super lonely. Even though I'm very much an introvert, I still like the energy of being around people to some degree. And it's a part of why like I have a co-working space that I go to, but it's definitely still a struggle, because it's like, man, like if I had the support system here with me in person, or if I had, these things, like it would make life so much more like achievable. Like I wouldn't feel like I'm stuck doing everything all by myself all the time. So anyway, that has nothing to do. I'm gonna go back over to my vlog real quick and make sure I covered what I wanted for that. Yeah, difficulty getting business tasks done. So this could be things like sometimes even just checking your email, you know, or hopping on to social media and networking with people, or getting content scheduled, because when we're in our abyss, like, we don't want to do anything. Like, we are stuck in our own demons. We're stuck in this negative headspace, and it's just not a good time. And so the idea of having to force ourselves to go out there and connect with people when we don't even want to connect at all is a lot. Another area where mental health can impact your business is with decision fatigue, because unless you have a team already, even with that, there's added decision fatigue because you have a team and now you got to delegate tasks to those people. But for a lot of the people that I'm speaking to, you're a one man, one woman, one person show. So it's on you for the marketing, it's on you for the branding, it's on you for showing up on social media platforms or for creating your content. It's on you for so many different things. And that's a lot. It's a lot. And it like never ends. Like, you just have like this constant to-do list that just never ends. And so decision fatigue is a huge thing. So some of the things that you could consider, like for the inability to show up on social media platforms, maybe do Facebook ads instead. Maybe you do Meta ads. That's the same thing. Meta is Facebook. Meta is Facebook and Instagram. Or TikTok ads, or Pinterest ads, or Google ads. Like, there are so many, or newspaper, or, you know, there's so many different outlets that you can look into, where if you struggle with being able to show up consistently, you can still provide value with a small amount of stuff, and just paying for that reach and the impressions and getting people to click or getting people to view that are likely aligned with what you're offering. That's one way to maybe not have to constantly be on social media while still constantly being on social media, if that makes sense. Or hiring a VA. If you hire a virtual assistant, you know, this is obviously pending your budget as a business owner and what you can realistically afford as a business, but being able to pay a virtual assistant who can help you show up consistently, that's another option for when you are struggling to show up, because a lot of those virtual assistants can also network for you. And, you know, maybe when you're in a better headspace, you can go and connect with those people on a more personal level. But that's one way that you can help yourself as a business owner. Another is with the business tasks. So if it's like you just can't get it all done, one thing is doing it in advance. Like, if you know that you ebb and you flow with your mental health or you're with your energies, being able to be like, okay, I'm in my good right now, so let me mass produce as much as I can without overdoing it, but mass produce as much as I can, knock out all the content that takes a lot of your energy, or the product creation that takes a lot of your energy, and get that done while you're feeling good. So that way when you are in the low, you don't feel so bad, because you're like, I got all of that done. Cool, I'm good to go. And you can focus on less energy necessary tasks. Or again, if you have the funds for it, you can look at high school or college students that are maybe interested in what you do, and, you know, have them come in and help you with certain tasks that can help take some of the stuff off your plate. Or if you have a partner that can support you, or your kids. I mean, I don't know. You know, there's so many different ways that you can get that support. And when it comes to decision fatigue, one huge thing that I know helped me, and even though I'm not working with her anymore technically, like, her brain still comes in, like, reminds me of things. But with decision fatigue, like, having a trusted advisor or a partner who can sit with you and be like, okay, here's all the tasks, but these are the most important ones. These ones aren't really that impactful, but need to be done at some point, and being able to prioritize what needs done when. And two big areas for mental health is, one, rest. Like I mentioned earlier, like, I let myself sleep in for a couple of hours because I already knew I was not going to be productive. I was in a really bad headspace. I was in a really bad funk. I may or may not have smoked a little something or other before working on this recording, just to kind of help me be like, I'm good. I'm ready. I can do this. It's gonna be okay. Everything's fine. I need to be better about doing the things that help me feel good, because I've definitely seen that spiral coming back and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But scheduling in rest is crucial for your business to prevent burnout and to be able to be at your optimal performance level, because burnout's real. You can't hustle your way out of burnout. It's actually a very long process once you've reached burnout to get back to being productive again. So giving yourself rest is huge, 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 huge. Another one is giving yourself grace. And I actually have like a mental health podcast, a health and wellness podcast. And I have an episode where I literally go over giving yourself grace. You can talk to a provider, talk to a therapist, talk to a loved one. Know that you're not alone, and don't let ego or pride get in the way of asking for help or saying that something's too much for you to handle, because again, this is how we spiral. So the goal is to be able to maintain, even if some days are low. I'm just like totally projectiles, but even if some days are low, keeping in mind that like you also have high days. And so if we're constantly focused on all of the lows and how much these lows suck and how much these lows are affecting you, then you kind of forget about all the highs and all the things you were able to accomplish when you had those highs. And we can fall into a vicious cycle of just negative self-talk and not feeling capable. So being able to find that healthy balance is going to look different for every single business owner, but you are capable and you are worthy and you are deserving. And yeah, I'm gonna go and start on this other video that I needed to do. Reach out for help if you need it. I know, and I think I shared this in the article, I've used Talkspace a few times just because sometimes it's hard to get a therapist, unfortunately. And I knew that I didn't really want to work with somebody like on a consistent basis. I just wanted to be able to check in periodically as I needed to. And what I really liked about Talkspace, and this isn't like a promotion or anything, this is just genuinely my experience. I tried BetterHelp and I didn't have the best experience, but I know that's the therapist and not the platform. So gonna put that out there. You could be on Talkspace and have the worst therapy experience ever because of the person you were working with. So the person that I had in one state with Talkspace was amazing, and it was so helpful for me because I was able to hop in when I was in my low, right? And so I would do an audio message, or I would type in the things when I was in my low. And why I like that so much more than like scheduling 2 weeks from now or a month from now with a therapist is like, I'm probably gonna completely downplay how low my low was when I go in for that appointment. And it's not intentional. It's just like so much stuff has happened since that really low. And now I'm not gonna probably have the tools that I needed had I been able to do like I did with Talkspace, where I texted in when I was in my low. And one example of that is like I get tired a lot, not as much now, but back when I was using the Talkspace for a couple of months, I was just constantly tired and I just constantly wanted to go take a nap. And my therapist had asked me like, well, what's going on leading up to that? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just tired, I don't know. And over time I started realizing the patterns and all the negative self-talk, all the anxiety, all the things that were leading up to me being like, I need a nap, I'm tired, I don't feel good, you know, all the things. And so being able to address that while it's happening was crucial for me. And it may not be the same for somebody else. Maybe you can just journal it and then bring it to your session. You know, there are so many different ways to go about it. Maybe you want a coach, not a therapist. Maybe you need a psychiatrist and not just a therapist. The world is your oyster, or however it goes. But that is all I have for mental health impacting your business. I hope that's helpful. I also created the Startup Collective as kind of a way for people to feel supported and feel like they aren't alone, because entrepreneurship can be very lonely for some of us. and I don't want people to feel alone. And so with the Startup Collective, it's a monthly membership. I'm not requiring an annual anything. You get 3 months off if you do choose the annual animal. If you do choose the annual option, you do get 3 months off, but it doesn't change what you have access to or the support. And it's $27 a month right now. As I grow and have a huge library of master classes and previous live Q&As and all those things, I will probably within the next year increase the monthly rate and the yearly rate. But for now, I wanted to keep it at a super manageable cost. Like the gym memberships are like $25, you know? So I was like, it's kind of like a gym membership, but for your business. So we have, every month we have a master class, which I gear towards my members. So if a handful of you have the same struggle, then I'm gonna do a master class on that. And then we'll do a live Q&A after that to go along with it. And each month we have an accountability check-in. So at the start of the month, I'll be like, hey, what are your goals for this month, for your business, for your personal, for whatever? And at the end of the month, we'll check in and be like, did you get it done? How are you doing? How is things? And I wanted to create like a genuine community, because I feel like there are so many out there, like entrepreneur things, where it's like all about sales, and I didn't want sales. I wanted a collective. I wanted a community for like-minded people who just want the support and love and education added in there. So that's all I got for you today. If you want to follow along on the next episode that I'm recording right after I finish pressing record on this one, I'm doing a video on how to create a mood board in under 30 minutes. It's like one of my very favorite things to do. I think it's so like therapeutic. So if you want to catch me on that next video, it's actually a free training that I do. So I will link that and add a little blurb, because I want to show a little sneak preview. I don't know where it goes, or if it's just like in one of these top little corners or bottom corners. I don't know how it works. I'm still learning YouTube. I don't know how all the bigger people do it, but I don't know how it does it for me. But I will have a quick teaser of how to create a mood board in under 30 minutes. And essentially it's like the atmosphere of your brand. And it's really fun because you get to go on Pinterest or Google and find like inspiration photos. And then you get to pair that with like fun colors that kind of help bring out that personality of your brand. And just kind of get your brain working. Like you can do it just for fun, or just, you know, just cause you're bored. But I have a template that is also downloadable, a little free template. So yeah, that's all I got for you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you on the next video.